Isn't it great we can be back in the outdoors again after we were in lockdown for so many weeks through the beautiful part of autumn? The outdoors party just loves getting outdoors with all sorts of different activities, gardening, on the beach, fishing, swimming, biking. Everyone's just so loving being out again. And it's really interesting the way it's panned out with COVID. There was a lot of concern at the time that we weren't getting the full story. And a few of the journalists are now starting to ask some very good questions about some of the misinformation that we were given during the crisis. We know from the outdoors party that outdoors and activity and healthy food and healthy lifestyle really enhances your immunity and your well-being, and yet it's really odd that the government seem to exclude all of those types of things from their considerations and the restrictions that they imposed on us. At the time we challenged it, and we're still challenging it, because as suspected, this policy of elimination and eradication is working no better with the virus than it worked with possums and some of the other species that the government's been trying to eradicate for decades. So we have to be prepared for other better ways of managing our future. We have to be prepared to take responsibility for ourselves. We have sovereignty over our own bodies, and many of us don't want to have to be faced with vaccines and other chemical ways of fixing us. We want to have choices, and we want to have natural solutions. We want to be connected with nature and the outdoors. So while we're back able to get out and enjoy ourselves, and while we're able to connect with our friends, it's really important that we talk about how we want New Zealand to progress in the future, because at the moment we're in a very big bubble, isolated from the rest of the world, and that can't continue forever. For many of us, this idea that the Prime Minister's got that vaccines are the only solution is not an acceptable solution. It's a far from acceptable solution. When you look at the ingredients in these vaccines and the risks associated with them, it is not a solution that is going to be palatable for a large number of New Zealanders. We're going to have to think of other ways of doing things. We're already learning that some of the solutions, like wearing a mask, are causing more problems than they're fixing. I've heard of people in hospital with pleurisy from breathing in their own damp air and getting really serious, life-threatening indeed, lung conditions. So it's time for us to all put on our thinking caps and talk to each other, connect, communicate, research, learn. Let's find out the best ways that we can find of dealing with these problems. We don't need to be told by the government that we've been good little New Zealanders and done what we're told. We need to step up, and we need to take back New Zealand for the 99%, and we need to be brave, be courageous, and find the solutions that work for us. Let's set an example in New Zealand and for the rest of the world about the Kiwi way of doing things. Let's use the outdoors in our environment. The New Zealand Outdoors Party is here empowering communities so that the 99 can step up and take back control from that 1% that have been dominating our lives.